Taylor being in the background. I'm wearing a cardigan. I just don't feel like putting it on my shoulders because I'm only cold in my arms, you know what I mean? Hi everyone, my name is Claudia. I hope you are doing well and your week has started off on a high note. In today's video, I will be sharing with you my productivity routine and any tips and tricks I have picked up over the last few years on how I stay productive. This is quite simple and nothing crazy. Believe me, I try the really complicated shit. And if you're someone like me who has a simple brain, you might be looking for a simple routine, which I am here to offer. Or if you just want to get inspiration for a routine you're trying to make, or any productivity help that you will need, then keep watching. If I can help at least one person, then I call it a success. So yeah, let's get started. I'm excited. There's like construction happening outside my apartment, so we're gonna switch to the mic. I also think it just makes it sound more fancy. So praying that this works. Yeah, so let's just get right into it. What is a productivity routine, you might say? Well, Google says, and we all know how trustworthy Google is, a productivity routine is a schedule that helps you stay organized and focus on your tasks to be more productive. And I can attest to this. I've learned a lot of tips and tricks these last 4 years since being in college, and I feel like I have cracked the code to an easy productivity routine. So the first half of this video will be my productivity routine, and then the second half of this video will be more so the tips and tricks I have learned. Nothing about this video is going to be really complicated. If I can do it, you can probably do it too, you know? Let's get started with my productivity routine. So my productivity routine begins every Sunday. Every Sunday, I plan out my week by going into my assignment tracker in Notion and filtering it to just this week and then assigning it on a day before it's due. So let me show you. This is my assignment tracker. I know it's like blurred out, but it's just for privacy reasons. I can at least share with you what each category is. So I have a completion, which basically is like a check mark kind of thing. And then the course, I put all the courses I'm taking into it and separate it by category. I'm a big color person with just like color coordinating everything. And then we have the name, which is the assignment name. And usually it's something that's in the syllabus or something that I call it. And then we have the assigned date and then the due date, which is very important. Task basically is a series of, like, we have assignment, we have exams, we have critiques, discussion posts, you know, all those kind of things. If you're someone like me who needs to know what you're getting into kind of thing. So the two apps that I mainly use for productivity and just like my productivity routine is Notion and then Todoist. I love both of these apps. They are, you know, more geared towards productivity, but you can kind of do anything with Notion, and then Todoist is just your basic to-do list app. I basically have both of these apps open, and then I refer to the Notion broken down by week. This tells me when it is due. So if it's due on Wednesday, I'm going to try and do it Monday or Tuesday, any day. I try not to do things the day before because it's just never been my thing. I know that some people just work great off of that, but that's not me. And if that's you, that's great. Anyway, I love this app. I'll give you a little tour, but when you open it, it's broken down into today. I like things to be broken down as much as possible. I'll start from my assignment tracker, which has everything that is in the entire year, and then I will break it down into week, and then I will break it down into day with the to-do list app, if that makes sense. I really suggest doing that because at least for me and other people I know, I just feel more motivated when things are broken down into smaller tasks. It's just easier to manage. You know what I mean? In terms of the upcoming tab, this is basically breaking it down into a week format, similar to the Notion one. And you can do it by board if you want more of a weekly overview like the Notion, but I tend to use both. I'll use this format when I'm figuring out the tasks that I want to do, just so I see everything and I don't have to scroll down or anything. I really hope I'm making sense. We'll see. But yeah, and then you can assign it to any particular day and I don't know, it's just a really useful app, and I really recommend it if you are someone looking for a to-do list app. Otherwise, like, there are plenty of other things you can do. Some people use Google Docs, some people use Notion, some people use other to-do list apps that you can get from the App Store. I just found that Todoist is the one that works for me, because again, I'm gonna say this a lot, find something that works for you and not for someone else. So after doing that, I then go back to my Notion and I will go to this little section of the to-do this week. And basically, it is a bunch of tasks that I need to do this week, or should do, I guess. And they're all in the order of which is by priority, being like the top one being the top priority, and then the last one being like something random that doesn't, like, this is stuff that I should get done this week, and it's not due on a particular day. It's more so just reminders or paying bills or responding to emails, you know, that kind of thing. It's just like not assignment based, if you know what I mean. I also use Google Calendar a lot. My Google Calendar is specifically meant for events or social life or classes or appointments, you know, that kind of thing. Not so much like task based, you know what I mean? So yeah, the main apps I use are Notion, Todoist, and Google Calendar. Very simple routine, very easy, nothing crazy. It doesn't matter what app you use, you can kind of do whatever you want, but that is basically the routine. So let's get on to my tips and advice, you know? So my tips and advice are going to be pretty simple. They're pretty small, but they make a huge difference. So my first tip that I strongly suggest you figure out before you go and find app trackers or find platforms or buy a planner and other things to help you is to figure out the time of day you are most productive. Let me just say, there are so many videos that stress that you should be productive at 5 in the fucking morning. You need to get everything done by like 8 or 9. And I'm like, girl, we're in college. I don't got time to get up at 5 a.m. Like, no. My earliest class is 9 and I get up at 7:45. I don't got time to get up at 5 a.m. unless absolutely necessary. I am just here to tell you that you do not need to do that if you feel pressured to do that. However, if you are someone who is more productive in the morning, that's great. That works for you, but it doesn't work for everybody. And I don't like how videos stress that or make you feel as though you have to get up that early when you don't. I promise, unless you absolutely have to and you want to and you feel most productive then do it. If you are someone who is productive in the afternoon, great. If you're someone who is productive in the morning, great. If you are someone who is productive at night, either like at 6 p.m. or 2 a.m., that's also great. Whatever helps you get your shit done, stick with it. If like that's honestly like the better piece of advice. Like, just you're doing this for you to get your things done. Like, that's the whole gist of it. Whatever helps you get your shit done. Yeah, I am someone who prefers to get up early, not 5 a.m. Like I just said, I prefer to just get up at like 7 or 8. I've tried the whole night thing since 6 p.m. But unless it's midterms or finals and I have a massive critique or presentation the next day, I will do work then. But I just prefer to do it in the morning. As the day goes on, my productivity levels go down. You know, like I'm just going to put a graph here of my productivity. Figure that out first before you do anything else. Okay, so you figured out the perfect time to be productive and you're ready. You're at your desk and you're ready to plan out your next week. But then you realize that you don't know what to write or type on. Like, you are not sure, you're conflicted. Like, oh, do I use my laptop or do I get out a notebook? Like, what the fuck do I do? And then you realize it's been 3 hours and you still haven't made a decision. It's worse when you're a Libra, let me tell you that. Like, we're just so fucking indecisive. So my next tip is to find out if you are a digital planner or a handwritten note taker planner, if that makes sense. I prefer to do digital, as we've all seen. That's just what works for me. And if you're a handwritten person, that is also great. I did that all throughout high school, but when I came to college, I just knew I wanted to change, and then the planner stuff wasn't working, and also we were in lockdown senior year, so we had to do everything online, so naturally that changed. Plus, the one advantage that I low-key miss about, physical stuff is getting to shop for a new planner every year. I loved that. I always enjoy going to Target or even Staples to get a new planner. But granted, that would also happen every few months because for the life of me, I was just so indecisive about planners and everything. And I just wanted a new planner because I was tempted and, wasted a lot of money on planners, like good planners that ended up not being what I needed. But if you're a digital planner, this is kind of a bonus tip for my digital planners. Figure out what program you want to use. Like earlier I said that I love Notion, I love Todoist, I love Google Calendar, but you don't need to use those unless you want to and feel like you can make good use out of them. Some people use Google Docs, some people use Google Spreadsheet, I think. It's like the big Google table. I'm pretty sure it's Google Sheets. I'm sorry if it isn't. I've never used it, but some people do use that. I also was just looking at Notion because I'm like, oh, it's pretty, it's minimal, I can customize it. Just the Google Sheets overwhelmed me, but it might not for you. And I've heard it's easy to use. There are plenty of resources. You don't have to start from scratch, especially if that overwhelms you. When I started using Notion, I literally just got a template online and then customize it to what I needed. You can just start off with that. And now that I've had 4 years of experience with Notion, I literally just make it to my needs and I make it from scratch. It's also just fun, but I can understand why people would find it overwhelming because I was very confused and lost on how to use it. But yeah. And that was a car. Okay. So this next tip, I don't really see in many productivity routine or productivity tips videos. And if it's possible in your schedule, do it. I strongly suggest it. Take a day off. I implemented it freshman year of college and I swear by it. While my mental health was still bad, I would say it would be a lot worse if I didn't have this. But again, if it's possible in your schedule, it's possible, then I really can't stress it enough. Basically, I set aside one day in the week to do absolutely fucking nothing. Nothing school related, at least. I basically call it self-care Saturdays because I don't want to do schoolwork. That's not a form of self-care. Absolutely not. Basically, this consists of I sleep in, I catch up on sleep, I guess. I do an everything shower, which is just washing my hair and, cleaning myself up, and then wear no makeup. Weekends are no makeup days to give my skin a chance to breathe because she also deserves a break. I will wear a massive t-shirt and biker shorts often, or just something really comfy. I love this outfit, but I'm not about to wear it on a self-care Saturday. Absolutely not. I'll just kind of chill the entire day. I'll take my time doing everything. I play The Sims most of the times. I will also make myself a fancy dinner, which is just orange chicken and rice from Trader Joe's, but it's worth the wait. And all of it is important because it keeps me motivated throughout the week and I have something to look forward to at the end of the week. If you can fit it into your schedule, that is great. I strongly suggest it. You don't have to do anything. I literally most of the time just don't leave my apartment. I'll leave every other day of the week, but not Saturdays. Unless I have plans with friends, I won't leave the house. I'll just do absolutely nothing except play The Sims and eat food and then, do whatever I want. Just nothing school related. If you can't take a day off, then maybe have something that you do every Saturday or every Sunday or every Friday night to make you excited to finish the week and reward yourself, basically. Trust me, it's the smaller things that matter because if you do work every day, or you don't take that much needed break, the burnout is going to hit a lot sooner than you want it to. And even though I do self-care Saturdays, I still get burnout. I'm not going to say I'm oh, if you do this, you're not going to get burnout at all. No, I do get burnout and it's coming a little sooner than I needed it to, which isn't good. Just in general, the overall tip, I would suggest taking a full day off. But if you can't do that and it just won't work with your schedule, then try and have something that you can look forward to at the end of the week. Because trust me, it helps. It really does. So my next tip is more school targeted, I guess. This is very helpful just for students in general, especially with college professors that like to do this for whatever reason. I don't know why, but they like to do this. Try to complete as much work as you can before a long weekend or break, because it will feel so rewarding to get it all out of the way and then have to do nothing that entire break or long weekend. Like, and you just get to relax, which is like the whole point, because you fucking deserved it. Like, do you honestly want to be at home with your family or wherever you go for these break periods, and you're just trying to relax, and then you have to think about the fact that you have an assignment due at 11:59, so you'd have to take time out of your vacation to just do that one thing or other things that you procrastinated on? That doesn't sound fun. I'm gonna be honest, I've had my fair share of professors who assign shit over break, which does not make any sense to me. Like, please explain why not just our professors, but gen eds and other professors do that. I don't know why, because break is in the fucking title. Fucking La La Land with my family. Like, please explain. Why are you gonna ruin that for me? Though, if you are an art student, you may know this. You might have to think about projects while you're on break, because it might be the only free time you have. Sadly, I will be doing homework over fall break this semester. I'm not thrilled. It was my choice. I really only do it if absolutely necessary and under certain circumstances. But if you have the advantage, I really recommend it otherwise. That was my last tip. Very short list and very simple, because again, it's all about keeping us somewhat sane during the semester. I really enjoyed this. Nothing too crazy. I've always wanted to make one of these videos because, I don't know, I feel like there's not enough like simple routines out there. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to keep it real. I'm not about to do some complicated shit, and it's nothing crazy. But those are all my tips. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know if you used any of these, that I inspired someone or something. I don't know. If you want to stick around, then feel free to click the subscribe button. And then if you want my post notifications, then make sure you hit the little bell icon. It's right next to the subscribe button. You know, join the family kind of thing. And then make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because then it also kind of gives me a sign of like what content to do. But I'm kind of just doing my own thing at the moment. So yeah, I will see you all in next week's video. Bye.